This is an excerpt from my essay called Pushing the Boundaries. This essay was written in 2015, and so it's been about 5 years now, but I still think it's a really important piece. Coming out is not a singular process, ever. You can never do it just once, because with heteronormativity, everyone assumes you're straight. Coming out to my mom in 2009 was only the beginning. Since then, I have constantly come out about my queerness to strangers on the street, cashiers taking my coffee order, and holding my wife's hand, or before I was married, when I first met people and they assumed the fiancé I spoke of was male. Now it's always an act of coming out when I say my wife, and there's no misunderstanding anymore about the differences between girlfriend and fiancé. This protracted coming out also translates to my extended Iranian family. I remember constantly checking in with my parents about which aunts and uncles I could be honest with. And however, they're not actually related to me by blood. When my parents first immigrated to America in the early 1980s, fresh off the heels of the Islamic Revolution in Iran, they each heard about the thriving Persian expat community in Northern California. When they met at a wedding in Oakland in 1986, their individual journeys converged. Settling here in California, they imported a desire to belong to the type of community an Iranian village provided for them back home. These women and men raised me and looked after me as I grew up, gave me advice when my parents couldn't, and tried to prevent any boys from breaking my heart. Does Amomedi know? I asked my father once about one of my uncles, unrelated by blood, but knit into our family by distance and circumstance. Does Arya? Does Holstrom? Persians like to talk. Even though I didn't speak with my extended family often and knew that they were too polite to say anything to my face, they likely already knew this piece of family gossip and had said something to my parents. They were more proficient in Farsi than I was, with an American accent being the family joke. I spoke Farsi like a Turk. My dad said I tried to say Sofra Akht, the wedding altar set up in front of a bride and groom, with its hard sound not found in English. My communication with my extended family had all but ceased because of my discomfort with the language and lack of understanding of what my family was saying around me. Amomedi knows, Khosrow knows, Arya knows. My dad rattled off a list of my extended family in Northern California. A prickly hot cold feeling came over me. The only person I'd taken the time to tell directly was my Uncle Rasul, who embraced me with open arms and understood completely. The reality that my entire family knew about me and my wife without my consent felt terrifying. But surely nothing was amiss because my dad said all of this so nonchalantly. It's a different country, a different culture, he said. We have to adapt. This sentiment made me want to protest. I would have been just as queer growing up in Iran, albeit much more closeted. My bisexuality wasn't an American influence. It was part of me. That would have been the same in Tehran or San Francisco. Yet my father's words sowed seeds of doubt. Adaptation can also feel like assimilation. At times, it feels like my relationship with Dena is proof of how far I've strayed when it comes to growing up in America. Here I am, married to a white woman from Texas, whose heritage is as Middle American as you can get. Would I have these same feelings if I was born and raised in Iran? Would my queerness have spurred me to leave the country as my parents' political beliefs had been? Tracing these threads sometimes seemed as if I could unravel my sense of being Iranian, especially when my dad would reassure me that I was a child of America, not Iran. However, if that were true, the diaspora wouldn't be calling me as it is now. Thank you.